A little update on the intercooler install on the Black Dragon. For years I've run this car with no thought of the intake air temperatures, but this year, after data logging a few passes and seeing how high they actually were, decided to make a change, added an intercooler. At first I was going to go with a air to water intercooler, but decided it would be cheaper to go air to air. With the help of Virginia Import Performance, Chuck and Brandon decided to put an air-to-air intercooler on the front. Found this one on Amazon for a pretty decent price, so we decided to go with that. We routed all our tubing through the inner fender, installed blow-off valve low on the car. The head unit on this thing is a YSI. It's 333 cubic inches. An EFI Spider elbow, a 90 millimeter throttle body. We went with a 4-inch 90-degree bend with the methanol installed into it, reduced it down to a 3-inch, brought it around up under the car. In the past, with just the discharge tube and the elbow pointed to the passenger side, we saw anywhere from 24 to 27 pounds of boost. Recently we've dropped down to like 18 pounds of boost to 20 pounds of boost. Took the car out after installing the intercooler and only saw 14 pounds of boost. The reason for that was this lower tube here came loose. Car still ran fine, ran a high 9-second pass. By adding more timing into it, seeing that it was only at 14 pounds of boost and the intake air temperature was very low, 159, 160 degrees at maximum boost. So we added 3 degrees of timing in it, which picked the car up. Which tells me that my tune for even 18 pounds of boost was very conservative, because I was only running at the most 17 to 18 degrees of timing total. Friday night I ran 23 degrees total and still put the car in the 9s. So that being said, we installed the meth back on it. So hopefully we'll pick up some more. You guys who own 94, 95s with stock intakes know that with a supercharger it's almost impossible to put an intercooler on it. So that's the reason why we went with the carbureted style intake, which made it easier, made it a little more functional, just all around better looking setup in my opinion. The car has been low 9s. We hope to get it back there by adding more timing and fixing any boost leaks that we find. So we should be good later on in the season when the temperature actually cools down. Like I said, ran it at 14 pounds of boost, still put it in the 9s at 135 plus by adding timing. So far it's worked out pretty decently. It's basically cooled off the intake air temperatures from 270, 280 degrees down to 160, 155, right around in there. So we can definitely add more timing to the tune. So sooner or later we should get this thing back dialed in, get it back on the dyno, and see what kind of power we can actually gain by adding the intercooler once we get the tune worked out. We also run this car on E85, which is a pretty decent fuel, especially since the price is a lot lower. And we're tuning it with the Holley HP EFI. So basically this setup should be good for a little bit more horsepower once we get the tune worked out. But as you can see, it's a pretty decent job of install. Each pipe, hot side and cold side, is one solid piece of pipe, so there's very little chance of blowing couplers off. We V-band it at the supercharger and V-band it at the throttle body. So hopefully once we get this thing dialed in and get other problems straightened out, we should be a very good running low 9-second car. And that's all for now. Thanks.